guys, sebelum video ini dimulai, gue akan menjelaskan beberapa pembahasan singkat mengenai leadership and communication skill. Sebelum itu jangan lupa untuk klik subscribe, like, and comment jika ada kekurangan atau kesalahan di video. Oke, yang pertama, leadership atau bisa dibilang kepemimpinan. Leadership ini adalah kemampuan untuk mempengaruhi, memotivasi, dan mengarahkan orang lain menuju tujuan bersama. Sedangkan communication skill atau keterampilan komunikasi melibatkan metode yang digunakan untuk menyampaikan, menerima, dan memproses informasi melalui sarana verbal dan non-verbal.
Keterkaitan antara dua penjelasan yang tadi dijelaskan.
Oh iya, tidak lupa juga dengan di antara dua ini terdapat keterkaitan antara satu dengan yang lainnya. Contohnya yang pertama, adanya kolaborasi, komunikasi yang efektif dapat meningkatkan tingkat pemahaman antara anggota tim dan tim lain. Dan yang kedua, adanya sharing dengan karyawan yang merasa mereka memiliki dinamika positif dengan atasan mereka, lebih cenderung menyumbangkan ide untuk peningkatan yang mungkin mereka miliki. Dan yang terakhir, ada mengurangi kesalahan. Mengurangi kesalahan seorang pemimpin dapat memastikan bahwa setiap anggota kita memahami peran mereka dalam proyeknya masing-masing. Terima kasih. Silakan lanjut ke video selanjutnya.
Welcome to our podcast today, Leadership and Communication Skill in the Working Environment. I'm Jen, your host for this episode. Joining me are four amazing guests who will share their experience and insights on leadership and communication skills at work. Let's welcome our guests, Anya, an HR manager, Deo, a project manager, Gina, a marketing specialist, and Syaugi, an IT consultant. Welcome, everyone.
Hi, Jen. Thank you for having us.
Hi, it's great to be part of this discussion.
Hi, I'm very excited for this talk as well.
Alright, let's get started. Anya, as an HR manager, how do you see the role of leadership in fostering effective communication in the workplace?
Thanks, Jen. In my view, leadership plays a crucial role in fostering effective communication. A leader needs to set an example in both verbal and written communication. They must be transparent, good listener, and able to provide constructive feedback. This way, workplace relationships become more harmonious and productive.
That's very interesting. Deo, as a project manager, how do you ensure your team stays connected and works well together?
Yes, communication is a key in project management. I always hold regular meetings, about formal ones like weekly meetings and informal ones like casual discussion. And I also encourage the use of digital communication tools like Slack or Trello to facilitate coordination. And the most important thing is to make sure every team member feels heard and has the space to voice their idea or concerns. Thank you.
Wonderful. Gina, how does effective communication impact marketing strategies in your company?
Well, good communicate with the creative team, the sales team, and of course with customers. I think my marketing strategies can go off track. We use various communication channels, whether it's email, meetings, or group chats, to ensure all information is conveyed accurately and everyone is on the same page.
Very an IT consultant, do you face any specific communication challenge in the technical file?
Absolutely, Jen. Communication in IT can be quite challenging because it often involves complex technical concepts. One of the biggest challenges is simplifying technical information so that a client who may not have a technical background can understand it. I usually use analogy and visual aids to help explain this concept. Additional listening to the needs of the clients and the team is very important to ensure the solution we provide truly meet their needs.
That's very insightful, Syaugi. So we can see that communication skills are crucial in every field. As a closing, can each of you share one best tip on how to improve communication skills in the workplace?
Sure, I'll start. My best tip is to always strive to listen actively. This means not just hearing the words, but understanding the meaning and emotion behind them.
I agree. My tip would to be always give constructive feedback. This help colleagues grow and improve their performance.
Well, for me, it's important to maintain transparency and always communicate honestly and openly with your team and your clients.
And for me, don't hesitate the visual aids. They can be very helpful in explaining complex concepts.
Okay, thank you so much for the tips. I'm sure our listeners will find them very helpful. That's all for today's podcast on leadership and communication skill in the working environment. Thank you to Anya, Deo, Gina, and Shelgi for sharing valuable insight. See you in the next video.
Thank you,
Thank you.
thank you.
See you.
Thank you. See
Bye-bye.
you.
Kesimpulannya adalah bahwa keduanya saling terkait dan sangat penting untuk keberhasilan dalam berbagai konteks, baik di dalam organisasi maupun dalam kehidupan sehari-hari.
Sebelum videonya selesai, mari dengarkan beberapa video dari para ahli.
It's the leadership. If we create the right environment, we will get people like Noah at the Four Seasons. If we create the wrong environment, we will get people like Noah at Caesar's palace. It's not the people. And yet we're so quick to hire and fire. You can't hire and fire your children. If your kids are struggling, we don't say, you gotta see at school, you're up for adoption. So why is it that when somebody has performance problems at work, why is it that our instinct is to say, you're out? We do not practice empathy. What does empathy look like? Here's the lack of empathy. This is normal in our business world. You walk into someone's office, someone walks into our office and says, your numbers have been down for the third quarter in a row. You have to pick up your numbers, otherwise I can't guarantee what the future will look like. How inspired do you think that person is to come to work the next day? Here's what empathy looks like. You walk into someone's office, someone walks into your office and says, your numbers are down for the third quarter in a row. Are you okay? I'm worried about you. What's going on? We all have performance issues. Maybe someone's kid is sick. Maybe they're having problems in their marriage. Maybe one of their parents is dying. We don't know what's going on in their lives. And of course it will affect performance at work. Empathy is being concerned about the human being, not just their output. We have, for some reason, our work world has changed over the past 20 and 30 years. We are suffering the side effects of business theories left over from the 80s and 90s. And they are bad for people, and they are bad for business. Let me give you an example. The concept of shareholder supremacy was a theory proposed in the late 1970s. It was popularized in the 80s and 90s. It is now standard form today. You talk to any public company and you ask them their priority and they say maximize shareholder value. Really? That's like a coach prioritizing the needs of the fans over the needs of the players. How are you going to build a winning team with that model? But that's normal today. We don't even perceive it as broken or damaged or wrong or outdated. Remember, the 80s and 90s were boom years with relative peace and a kinder, gentler Cold War. Nobody was practicing hiding under their desks in school anymore. We are no longer in those times. These are no longer boom years. These are no longer peaceful times, and those models cannot work today. Here's another one. Mass layoffs. Using someone's livelihood to balance the books, right? It's so normal in America today that we don't even understand how broken and how damaging it is, not only to human beings, but to business. You know, companies talk about how they want to build trust and cooperation, and they announce a round of layoffs. Do you know the quickest way to destroy trust and destroy cooperation in a business, literally in one day? Lay people off, and everyone gets scared. Right? Can you imagine sending someone home to say, honey, I can no longer provide for our family because the company missed its arbitrary projections this year? And forget about the people who lost their job. Think about the people who kept their jobs. Because every single decision a company makes is a piece of communication. And the company has just communicated to everybody else, this is not a meritocracy. We don't care how hard you work or how long you've worked here. If we miss our numbers and you happen to fall on the wrong side of the spreadsheet, I'm sorry, we cannot guarantee employment. In other words, we come to work every day afraid. And we're asking our youngest generation to work in environments where how would any of us ever stand up and admit, I made a mistake? We're constantly being told, you have to be vulnerable. Leaders are vulnerable. What does that even mean? It doesn't mean you walk around crying, I'm vulnerable, right? No, what vulnerability means is you create an environment in which someone feels safe enough to raise their hand and said, I don't know what I'm doing. You've given me a job and I haven't been trained to do it. I need help. I made a mistake. I screwed something up. I'm scared. I'm worried. All of these things no one would ever admit inside a company because it puts a target on your head in case there's another round. And so we keep it to ourselves. And how can a company ever do well if nobody's ever willing to admit they made a mistake, that's scared, or they don't know what they're doing? And so we've literally created cultures in which every single day everybody comes to work and lies, hides, and fakes. And we're asking our youngest generation to work and succeed and find themselves and build their confidence and overcome their addiction to technology and build strong relationships at work. We're asking them to do this, and these are the environments we've created. We keep saying to them, you're the future leaders. We're the leaders now. We're in control. What are we doing? This is what empathy means.